Okay. Now, to get back to what we're talking about, okay, if I'm around my ex-wife and her daughter at all, there's only three things or three ways she can become aware of this particular conversation. One is the night of. The other is when the person called Garden City and they called her. Otherwise, she never brought it up before that to anyone around the family or my mom or stepdad or uh, my sister Renee or Blake or anyone around us, right? And I know she wouldn't bring it up to her own daughter or Jonathan, for example, or even Maxine. All right, but whoever's bringing it up is either someone who suspects something happened and can't prove it or can't substantiate that claim, which that's what all the criminals on the SVU says. You can't prove it, right? So I'm just taking that as a stance anyway, because if you don't know what they're talking about, they can't prove it, right? Anyway, and that's also a rational argument if you're not in the situation they're trying to suggest you were in as well. Though there are, again, only three ways for my wife to know about it. One is the night of. If, as I claimed, the child came in there to me and woke me up and I asked her who shared that, she said, Grandma. That night I could have went in there and told Daphne what happened. And that night, if she was asleep or awake, I don't know which, okay, she might could have found out. Maybe. The other way is before that, she was trying to see if I would do something with her daughter. I did something maybe step one or step two, and again brought her in there to her, and again told her what she said, and again she didn't do nothing about it. Right? Because if she had, I wouldn't be talking to you now. You understand, right? And either way, okay, why wouldn't she? If she said grandma showed her that, right, would be the only reason, okay, that would be fresh in her child's memory if I asked her who showed her that and she went to the police, right? Right? Though, again, if nothing really happened, she can safely go to the police even if she said grandma showed her that too, right? You see what I mean there? Because I'm what? Asleep on the couch anyway. The child normally wouldn't wake me up at all. She's got her mom right there in the bedroom with her, right? So what does that mean? No. Logically, 0 out of 10 times would the child wake me up anyway. But if she did, I'm only giving you a hypothetical, not full memory because of the fall and the amnesia associated with it afterwards. But Daphne, okay, would have a greater memory. But if she didn't find out till you called Garden City and they called her and then she got all mad about it and wanted me to take it all down and I was willing to do so for her sake and her daughter's sake, right? And tried to, but couldn't take it all down or whatever, right? That ain't up to me either. And some of the channels I'm no longer connected to, right? I don't have the password anymore, right? They're just up on YouTube, kind of how they are, where they are. That's why I'll still, like or save them because they're still up. Right. Though they may or may not be getting more subscriptions or whatever. I don't know. I don't worry about it, right? I just kind of, if I have to start a new channel, because you're ragging on me about this and can't prove this or disprove it, right? And that's the point about an argument I'm learning as well. Your stance is that my stepdaughter left her mother's side, came in there to me for some unknown reason and woke me up in the middle of the night and I did something sexual with her. When, okay, the mother's there and that doesn't seem what really happened and she would take care of that immediately if it did, right? And call the police herself, right? Unless it was something weird and again she's trying to either entrap me or I had to wake her up after the child came in there to me and she don't want to talk about it. That's another possibility at all because she don't think that warrants a response, right? That's possible as well. She don't want to talk about it. She don't. she don't think I did anything with her, but it does kind of worry her, but it can't be proven what I did with her. But all I would tell her is story one anyway, not story two, because story two is a little dicey. Right? But again, both stories are possible if you're doing that with a child, like I told you about the cousin, the female cousin I tried to sleep with when a child, and the little girl I showed my penis to and things like that. Around the kindergarten or the first grade, right? When I didn't know better, right? I didn't understand what I was doing yet. And again, I've done unusual things, right? When a child. But what we're talking about here is how the child would interact with me and what you could be talking about that would seem strange but not sexual as well. Right. So I'm suggesting what I might could have done that would do that. Like sticking out your tongue can be viewed one of two ways. You're either trying to lick her and perform oral sex on her, or you're trying to see if she peed and sticking out your tongue as you go down, distracting her to smell her. Two possible, again, possibilities, right? But again, my wife would have to confirm that story. That's what happened instead of she woke me up and all that. Well, if she's asleep, she don't know what happened, right? If she's awake, she's trying to track me. Can she really admit that? I don't know. Especially if she's heard her say grandma. I don't know. So I can't say why or what's going on here. Except someone is trying to make it seem like my 4-year-old stepdaughter woke me up in the middle of the night and I don't know what they're talking about. Because I was on the couch maybe 8 nights. 5 to 8 nights at least. 4 of them with my ex-wife. And maybe 1 to 4 with my stepdaughter. So being around the child alone can accumulate to, if you're watching SVU, I could have molested her but didn't, right? As well. But it's not criminal, okay, what I'm saying I could have done either. It's something someone might misconstrue if they were to see it or watch it, like my ex-wife, or someone was coaching her. They might think that odd for a stepdad to see if the child peed versus really licking her one time. There's a difference. The difference is what I'm doing with the child. Now, so who's watching her when she's with Sal? The girlfriend or whatever? So she wouldn't probably do that with Sal, but if she has a lover on the side, who knows? Right? I don't know what's going on. But again, this person is insisting, okay, they know something sexual happened between me and my stepmother. And then I have to deal with the fall on base, right? So they're also making me wonder, well, did someone attack me on base instead of me fall? Because, again, right, this is not something you bring up during everyday conversation. Right? Right. Even if I said I could have molested her but didn't, I'm giving you facts beforehand, right? That should indicate that was maybe spoken because I've been around it a little bit, but I could have molested her but didn't, right? Right. You get the final didn't part of that conversation? Right? Right. Now, I ain't saying, right, I'm a perfect person. I'm not saying there's, no way something weird couldn't happen, right? But that second story seems more outlandish than the first, and only one story kind of fits what a child would actually do with his stepdad anyway. Story 1 or story 2? Story 1. Story 1. Anyway. It would seem more likely that she would kind of wake me up and nudge me a little bit right in my face, and if she wanted something, right? Not the story too, where she's acting like she has to go to the bathroom but don't go, but then I try to smell her to see if she already went, and then I'm wondering what else she wants and think she wants a bath, and then undress because I think what she want now. Okay, I'm making that up, yes, on what facts, but not real facts. It's a made up story, based on what my experience with my sister too, right? Okay, she's the final straw. Mm-hmm. Then I told you how one little girl, when I was trying to be with her mother, also tried to put her vagina in my face. But she was about 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. I just figured the roommate was molesting and I just got the fuck out there as fast as I could, right? Exactly. What you would think. I couldn't do nothing about that. I didn't witness the molestation. But I do know if a 11, 12-year-old girl is putting her vagina in my face, something going on in that apartment that shouldn't be going on. Mm-hmm. But what can I do about it as a single person? No. I have to actually witness what happened, right? And I didn't even tell Daphne about this either, right? Exactly. So she wouldn't know what that story even has to do with, but it had to do with when I got back from overseas with the Saipan still. Mm-hmm. How I started picking up women after the cruise. And one of them was at the club, and we had a little menage-a thing. We went to her apartment. She went to bed, and I was on the love seat couch, whatever. Mm-hmm. I went to sleep. Mm-hmm. Woke up next morning. She's cooking breakfast for us. And the daughter, while I'm laying face up, watching TV, puts her vagina in my face. And like I said, a roommate from next door came over. Mm-hmm. And she's the only one who would get the daughter out my face. Because she's trying to sit on it. Right? Now, I don't know what the fuck to do about that, but get the fuck out of there, right? After, trying to figure it out. And I had a little check and wanted me to give her some money for electric bill. And I took that too. And I just gave her the money and left her. The check, but it bounced too, because I didn't really have it. Again. But why did all that happen? No. Me and her were at the club. We kind of hit it off or whatever. I want a little sex. She wants a little sex. And we did it, right? But again, that was within the first week I got back in October, maybe? September, October, right? Maybe. Okay, we got back around the 15th of September, right? So it might be around the first weekend of October, right? Because I'm meeting a couple women, right? Two of them kind of wanted money up front, but it wasn't a lot of money. One was about $160 and one was about $50, and then again, right. This is, Navy, sailor trying to blow off some steam with, what's going on with Gina too, right? And different attitudes he's dealing with on the ship. Including acceptance from engineering division, but not from, again, E division, which is the division I'm supposed to be trained in, right? They're not receiving me with open arms. And that's the problem there, right? So, yeah. Now, I can't prove what happened is what I mean as well. If anything, only one person would have the conjugate memory, whether I woke her up or not, whether she was awake or not, and that's my ex-wife. If she's telling you nothing happened or it never happened, right, you're making me guess why you know so much about it. And only someone directly involved, like a step-parent or someone on base attacking me, Daphne, right, would even care about it, and that would be about the gay Navy, not the straight Navy, and they're trying to use the daughter to attack me or something, right? That's what I'm trying to explain to my ex-wife too, right? Whoever this person is, they're trying to use the stepdaughter as a wedge between me and my ex-wife, my family, and everyone, right? I don't know why. I mean, I can't change if something happened or not, right? I don't even know who it is. Right? Hell, it could have been crazy Pastor Thomas, and we were discussing why they were jerking each other off. I don't know. I don't know. If I got to his church or something. I don't know. I don't know. And he could have brought it up. I can't say, okay, of a certainty what happened because one, okay, I didn't have my ID. Two, I couldn't even get off base. And three, even if I did, I would walk away back on base. So that kind of left me limited to what I could do that night, whether I was knocked out by the fall itself or not and hit the side of the building as well. So I'm not giving you, okay, anything but what I remember happening as well, which had nothing to do with my stepdaughter doing that. Right. As well. I'm not saying I know what happened. You're responding as this is what we talked about, either on base or the stepmom or someone else on that side that is trying to act like something happened that only they know they actually coached her to do. I don't know. But I can't say of a certainty what's going on or why. Only what? They're using my disability to discriminate against me, my stepdaughter, my ex-wife, and say I would have molested her, even with her being there with the mom, even with her coming in there to me or not. Which is the only way it can really happen, right? Which is why I'm making up the hypothetical stories, and there's two possibilities, OJ. Again, right? You don't tell people how you would murder your wife because that means you think about murdering your wife. Don't do that. Don't write a book about that shit. Means you're planning it. And that's why were able to get you civilly for it. Now, you can't get me civilly for anything because I don't know what you're talking about with amnesia and voices and mental illness, right? At the time, which my ex-wife knew about it too, right? So, say it was her, I can even use that and say, well, what you doing sitting here 4-year-old daughter to me anyway, right? Right? So why would she? But the stepmom or the biological dad may or may not have a reason. I don't know there either. And then again, it could be someone on base, right? Because they were part of the game, maybe they don't want people to that. I don't know. You know, you hear the rumor that of all the armed forces, which one is considered the gayest or the one's in the closet the most? The Navy. Now, I didn't join, like I said, for fear of that. I just hoped it was like a rumor. But when I got to my ship and Ben asked me if I'm gay 3 times, and I didn't know if it had to do with Fellowship Church or not either. I'm not going to call them Christian Fellowship Church. They're not Christians. They're Jim Jones. Cult members. Right. Yeah. As well. They don't know they're in a cult, which is how the cult seduces you. And they want to isolate you from your family and friends. And like I'm telling my mom in letters, I don't know what's going on with these people. I don't know. But they really want you away from your family and to isolate you from, your friends back home and things like that, right? And you to pour all your energy into them, right? Which means they're a cult. And the thing about a cult is they try to use the Bible to make you think Jesus meant what he said about your parents or hating them or literally when he means something different, that he was talking about religiously versus, right, um, an understanding between Moses, the people of Israel, and your mother and father. And in a way, he's trying to tell you you might have to choose between them and me. And you can't love them more than me. If you love them more than me, you're not worthy of me. But that still, like I told my mom in a letter, doesn't mean I can't love you the same as Jesus. Right? Exactly. They won't isolate you from the world in a way. And act like they're your real family, right? That's what cults do, Tom. I didn't say which Tom. Okay. Cruising on the river, cruising on the river. Cruising on the river, cruising on the river. I'm not saying, okay, I know what every religious organization is into or doing, right? I don't. But Leah might be trying to warn people of things people in Scientology might not want you to know. And again, no, I kind of understand where she's coming from with my own experience. Though I don't know Leah either, but like I said, right, when you're in the group, they act very friendly, very supportive, very, handsy. But I said no. And when the pastor tried to touch me, I just, walked away. See, there he might have been either trying to get me to hit him, which is assault. And I knew that through my martial arts training. I can't just hit him for doing that. It's a touchy situation, so you're running with the devil, like the song says, and it's touch and go. Well, I went. I walked away without batting an eye. Because I knew, okay, this is his church. This is his powerhouse, right? And he's already talking about masturbation and stuff like that. And I'm reminded of what happened with Shane Sanders again, right? Like I told you as well. The camp counselor trying to talk to Shane about masturbation himself. And that ain't a subject you broach with a 14-year-old or a 20-year-old at the time. I didn't turn 21 until November anyway. So like I'm trying to say, you don't really realize what they're doing. But what made Pastor Davis's ideals so appealing, I know, is he tried to also act like it's not about anal sex with them either, right? But some of the guys he's going to motel rooms with, all you need to do something like that is a car and a private place where you can't be seen, right? I know, because I did have a hand job from a person as well of the night. And what that means too. But again, I wasn't sure she was female or transgendered, right? So I'm wanting to have sex with her, but she's kind of resisting that, right? So I let her give me a, hand job, right? But again, these are things you're doing kind of in a confused state. You're not your true self. You're not thinking rationally. You're just trying to deal with all the confusion this is all causing you, right? You're not in the right state of mind. You're acting out. That's what it's called. And mainly the women, like I said, are real women, real situations. Some of them are dealing with similar things with their boyfriends, because one of the girls, like I said, the one I had sex with in the apartment in the truck, right? And again, this is just FYI. It's not to say, everybody goes through it the same way I did. It's not to tell you, oh, I'm a stud. I picked up 19 women or 17 women or whatever. It's to try and help people in a similar situation realize you don't have to let them make you feel the way they made me feel. Either. Or to act out sexually to prove you're not gay. That don't really help the situation either. If they're convinced you're gay, there's nothing you can do but ignore them and, again, try to find a good woman, which I did not feel I had the option to do. I had to have one that would sleep with me the same night. Though I found that too. You understand? But the reason is they were having problems in their own lives. So they took advantage of me and I took advantage of them and kind of ended how it ended. Now, I ain't saying the girl from Boston didn't write me. I don't know. The shipmates get my letters first. King is the one who picks up the letters from the post office and hands them out. Right. Again, same guy who got electrocuted, right? According to the story. So, like I said, I'm not trying to understand your version of Christian Fellowship Church. I'm telling you mine, right? And I felt like they were more cultish, more controlling, more Jim Jones, right? And that's my opinion, right? You don't have to agree with me if you're still part of that organization. Mm-hmm. You don't have to feel I'm right or wrong. It's just what I was exposed to and how I felt about them. And maybe you're fine with the masturbation issue, right? I wasn't. Because of what I was taught about it was this my business, not yours. But again, I don't care if you do that and only do that. It's not my business if I don't want to do it with you, though, either. And I don't want to know all that. You thinking I joined the Navy to jerk off with a guy? No. Not at all. Wrong answer. But I did want to find a wife. I did want to get a career. I did want to do all that, but couldn't. No. Ran into them. And I still don't know if Ben and King wasn't somewhat associated with them. And that's why they were acting the way they were acting, like I'm telling my mom in the letters too. I don't know what's going on with the whole situation. And if Ben and King weren't thinking I was gay because I was going out there because of something that happened to them, including the masturbation thing or something worse. And of course, I know, it's tied into that because Ben sees me on the 2020 program, Mom. Right. I think I tried to tell you that, too. But again, just like you and me, I did. And he let me know. So I'm not saying they didn't go out there too, Marceline. I don't know by the time I'm going out there. And see, they're not getting me with that. They're not hooking me with that. That ain't something I even think about doing with a male personally, right? Female, different. Anything with a female, I don't mind. Males, I don't even go there. Now, the worst that might happen, like I told you about, sleeping next to me, if I have a girlfriend, is I might, have wet dreams around you. But that's not, again, about eating. Humping the bed, okay? Humping the mattress ain't about who's around you. You're being messed with sexually. And your body is reacting in a dreamlike state. And you're not conscious of that act. And again, you can be in a deep sleep, a REM sleep. You don't even have to be snoring to do it. You just start humping the bed. Like I told you, my friends Myron and David said they saw you humping the bed at their granddad's house. That's a wet dream, fool. Like I told Chris through this little exchange. If you come in, okay, and I'm asleep, and you're awake, one of us knows what they're doing there, Chris. Not the other. Not the other. Until, again, if you tried to wake me up with something. Then all hell will break loose. Right. Because I'm asleep. You're not when you come in. It's not about you. It's not even about me, but what's going on in my mind when I'm asleep. And if I saw a pretty girl that day, it definitely ain't about you, but about her. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I told you I did. I told you I did. And there was this disabled boy, too, and she was kind of saying his arms were as big as mine and stuff like that. And she was kind of picking on me a little bit, because I kind of liked her. But she was acting like she liked the disabled boy for different reasons. But again, okay. But I'm still about 11, 12, 13 years old, somewhere around there. And then the next morning, like I said, I had a dance with the female cousin again. To show I know what they do at the dances, right? And again, Lance used the same thing with the actress who played Topanga on Boy Meets World, right? He went to the prom with her, and again, he didn't respond. Now, because I'm young, and maybe Mom don't remember this, maybe the cousin don't remember this, maybe Chris don't remember this. I don't know. I remember it. Sometimes too, but again, that is said to be a way to tell. I heard. Now, some men, like I said, are taught, don't do that at all. You're a gentleman. I mean, seriously, especially in the South. They don't want you getting a boner around their daughters. What's his name? Brian, he had a shotgun pointed at a young boy for even messing with his daughter. But that's what I mean. Some of these Southern people kind of see. They also wouldn't see Lance as gay for doing that. They would think he respected their daughter. But I'm not judging Lance for feeling gay and be with a man. But they would. See, they still would, I guess, prefer you to be with